It is high time to discuss the final task that you'll get in your TOEFL exam. Although it is the last one you'll deal with, it is still crucial to do your best while completing it. As you can understand, I'm talking about the independent writing. So key skills that are needed to write this essay successfully are the following. First of all, understanding the prompt given, as without clear understanding of the topic, it will be almost impossible to cover it and get your points for task achievement. Producing ideas quickly is crucial. Brainstorming reasons for your answer in less than 2 minutes will lessen the stress of writing, as you will concentrate mostly on how to write while typing your answer. Being stuck for ideas can be detrimental, especially on TOEFL when you're limited in terms of time. That is why you should practice writing essays on different topics, read newspaper articles, listen to podcasts, and watch videos to broaden your horizons. Another skill closely related to producing ideas quickly is your ability to make a clear outline that you'll heavily rely on. At the very beginning of your essay, you should state your opinion or preference clearly, so that it is easier to understand what you are trying to prove in your body paragraphs. Do not be vague in expressing your ideas. Being straightforward is the key to success here. Well, surely providing relevant examples and reasons is the main thing for your task achievement and coherence score. Without these fundamental things, your essay will just fall apart. One more useful skill is using linkers when presenting your ideas. They make your essay run smoothly, ideas flow into one another. Finally, after finishing writing, you should check your essay. Find some misprints, grammar mistakes, inappropriately used vocabulary, or flaws in your reasoning. Here, practice beforehand will help you, as you will know where you usually make mistakes and will be able to pay additional attention to those points. Now, let's look closer at the guidelines for independent writing. You're given a prompt that provides you with the topic for your essay. You have only one topic, no choices given. The topics that you can encounter in TOEFL are quite general. You do not need any specific knowledge or experience. There are also no controversial topics. You can see some common contexts for your writing, such as technology, education, friendship, entertainment, and some others. You have 30 minutes to write your essay, and you should write 350-400 words. You should use your time wisely to be successful. At the beginning, allocate 2 or 3 minutes for planning and brainstorming ideas. Spend 24 to 26 minutes on writing, and at the end, leave 2 or 3 minutes for editing. So now let's see what types of essays are given on TOEFL. They are as follows. So first, it can be agree or disagree essay. Second, there can be 3 choices type. So the third one is preference type, where you should choose one from 2 or 3 options. The fourth one is compare and contrast. And the final one is the imaginary situation, or where the prompt starts with the if word. So no matter what type of essay you get, the structure of your answer will be the same. Only transition words will differ. Those are given in additional materials for this lesson. So surely you start with the introduction, which usually consists of 3 sentences. The first one is a topic sentence, or a so-called hook. Now, can you recall what is hook? Hook is something that is used to catch fish. So in your essay, hook sentence is used to make the reader interested in continuing reading. Thus, this sentence serves 2 functions at once. First, it introduces the topic, and second, makes the reader want to continue reading. In the second sentence, you state your opinion. Remember that it should be clear. Even if you doubt, choose the point of view which is easier for you to prove. We go to the exam not to show our opinion on some topics, but to show our knowledge of English. And the final sentence of your first paragraph should be a kind of transition that will help you to join your main body paragraphs with the introduction. The next part of your essay is the main body. It should consist of 2 or 3 paragraphs, and each of them will have roughly the same structure. So, of course, you start each paragraph with the reason. Many students struggle while dealing with this part, because they tend to assume that everything they imply in their reasoning will be clear for the reader. But you should always remember that your arguments should be clearly stated, and they should really answer the question why. So reasons like because it is important, or because it is interesting, or because it is funny, and so on, do not work. Your reason should explicitly prove your opinion. The next step is to make sure that any reader understands what you mean. That's where a detailed explanation of the reason helps. In 2 or 3 sentences, give information that will make any reader sure that he or she understood your reason. And the last, but not the least important part, is an example. This one provides a situation from real life that represents the reason in action. You can use an example from your life of your relatives, something that you've read or heard about in the news. And the final part is the conclusion, where you first restate your opinion and then reasons. Mind that you should really restate those, as the repetition will influence your score dramatically. And just a quick reminder for you, in your essay you should not use the pronoun you, as it is not suitable for formal writing, and generally it is not clear who you refer to. Moreover, avoid repetitions as they influence your coherence and you lose points on vocabulary, as repetitions show that you are not able to paraphrase the same information in several different ways. So to see everything that I told you about in this video and in the one with assessment criteria, let's look at 2 different examples of independent writing. First, look at the first example. Pause the video and spend 3 to 4 minutes on considering the essay in terms of each assessment criteria in detail. So, now compare your analysis of this essay with what I will talk about. First, let's consider the vocabulary use. As you can see, the student made many spelling mistakes. Although sometimes misprints are possible, in this case, we clearly see that they are not the misprints, as the same mistake is done several times. Moreover, there are several collocations that are not really used in English, so cannot even be named collocations. For example, educational results or watch monsters. Moving on to coherence and cohesion, I should note that the student uses quite many suitable linkers that make the ideas presented smoothly. However, in most cases, the student forgets about the use of commas. Grammar use is also a little poor, as there are not so many tenses that are used. There are mostly present simple and past simple, so there is no variety. Mistakes with articles are also quite frequent. Some of the mistakes are the ones that have to do with the order of words. For example, mostly time wasting. Moreover, there is a mistake that shows that student is not fully acquainted with the use of parts of speech. For example, a social active human should be socially active human, as adverbs are used to characterize adjectives. So, and the final note is in vocabulary and collocations. Look at adjectives in bold. All of them are quite simple and are used at the elementary level, so they won't add up to your score. It is always better to substitute them with something more advanced. For example, important can be substituted with essential or significant. However, there are still several suitable collocations which show that the student can effectively communicate to a certain degree. This essay will be most probably given not more than 3 points out of 5. Now pause the video to look at the second example. Let's again start with the use of vocabulary. Although there are several spelling mistakes, they are not really frequent. Moreover, there is one mistake with the use of a verb. Learn is not used to talk about the process of acquiring information from a teacher. In this situation, we use the verb study. The phrase topics which are above school material is not really a suitable collocation. It's actually not a collocation. Now, all the variety of grammar structures is shown, so you can note that the student can use them correctly and in suitable situations. So that will definitely add up to the final score. Although the variety of grammar is quite good, there are still several mistakes. First of all, the student uses yourself once in the essay, which is not suitable at all. Secondly, the second conditional is used when there should be the third one, as the information is about the past. And the third mistake is with subject-verb agreement. Are is used instead of is. So talking about other good points, I should note that there are many suitable linkers that make the essay smooth and logical. Moreover, the essay has a lot of collocations that show that the student can effectively communicate. This essay would most probably get 4 or 4.5 points.